No.
Oh, somebody asked you for a booty.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
I was like, somebody asked you for a booty cake.
Oh, and when I made it, it was so ridiculous. It was stupid. You heard me? It was stupid. It was BBL.
Damn, ain't nobody asked you for not the BBL Drizzy cake. Somebody asked you for some cheeks.
I done made it. I made the cheeks.
Cam Beats. Let me find out that you did.
I've made cheeks before. You know what I'm saying? Like stupid big, right? And then when he got it, he was like, dang, you should have made it a little bigger. I'm like, what?
Why get it from anywhere else when you can get it straight from the yacht with Promise?
It's not a threat, it's a promise.
Yo, what up? It's your guy Promise, the Yapper of the Year. Appreciate you tuning in to another episode of Straight from the Yap with Promise. Today I have a very special guest in the studio. Excited to have a conversation with this woman. I've admired her from afar for a long time. She is a multiple-time winning baker. She be in there whipping it up. You've seen her on the Food Network. You've seen her on Netflix. She is also the owner of Signature Sweets. She is a master when it comes to creating cakes. I have the one and only Kimberly Sweets Adams in the building. Kim, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming through.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about the most recent opportunity you had being on Netflix. And this time it was a little different because it wasn't you competing solo.
Right.
You was competing with your boo.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys actually took the cake and won that competition for that Valentine special. So what was it like this time competing with your significant other versus how many times you've been able to compete solo?
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like literally. And I was a little more relaxed this time because I had my partner with me.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Versus just me being me by myself.
Yeah.
And it was fun because he was there. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of, I looked at it as a competition, but I kind of was like, oh, we're going to have fun with this. You know, because me and my husband are very silly together.
Yeah.
People that know him know that he's a jokester and he takes nothing seriously. So just us being able to work together, it was more of, you know, a fun time. Yes, we wanted to win. Don't get that twisted.
Yeah, she was like,
Yeah, we winning. But at the same time, it was like we had so much fun just doing it together.
Yeah.
You know, because we vibe together. Anytime we go anywhere together, it's a good time. And I knew that's what it was going to be for the show. So yeah, it was fun.
Okay, that's dope. Now, if people don't know, you guys not only won, but you were, you know, obviously competing against other couples, but you had some celebrity judges as well. If people watch Saturday Night Live or if they watch Wildin' Out, Mikey Day was the host.
Yes.
But then you had almost some royal family because you had Evan Ross, which of course is Diana Ross's son. You had Ashley Simpson, Jessica Simpson's sister.
Yep.
So what was it like being in that competition, but also having these individuals, you know, be involved with the show?
It was so much fun with them. They actually brought their kids to set with them.
Word,
So we got to meet the kids. And, you know, people don't know this about me, but I'm really soft-spoken, but I'm kind of outgoing a little bit too. So I was like to him, the first thing I said to him was, hey, please tell your mother I said hi. So everybody was cracking up like, really? Listen.
Yeah.
I had lost my mind for like 2.2 seconds.
See, and I would have been like, tell your sister I said hi.
Oh, you know what, Tracy?
Tracy, I said, what's happening?
Right. But yes, like they're literally the nicest people, like super cool. You know, nobody was like, you know, some celebrities, you might meet them and they might act a certain type of way. No, they were super cool. They loved the dessert. They were like, what is this ganache stuff? Because they had no idea what ganache was.
Really?
Yes.
That's Italian, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's basically what ganache is, and people. It's a fancy word. It's a French word. It's a fancy word, and it is simply chocolate.
Okay.
And milk mixed together. And
okay.
it's to make the chocolate like thinner.
Okay.
And so it's called ganache, but it's such a fancy word. People, you know what I mean? They're like, what is ganache? They were like, what is ganache? And Mikey, the host, he didn't even know what it was. And so I explained to them exactly what it was. So it was cool, like answering questions for them.
Yeah. That is crazy. Now, when you guys, congratulations too, you guys won. Y'all won the whole thing.
We won.
So
Thank
congrats.
you so much for that.
Now, not only did you win,
Mhm.
but you guys won a trip.
Yes.
You guys won a honeymoon trip.
Mhm.
So have you guys planned that trip yet, or have you decided what the destination is yet, or is that still in the works? Like, how does that situation work?
So we literally just talked about this today.
Okay.
So we can go anywhere in the world that we want to go. So I'm telling my husband, like, we need to go somewhere that our money is not going to reach.
Yes.
You know, because there are some places that, you know, you don't want to pay for.
Yeah.
So I told
somebody
him,
else dime. Come on now.
listen, I'm like, we need to pick one of those, because my husband's like, we just go to Puerto Rico. I'm like, no, sir. No.
Yeah.
We're going to go somewhere where we wouldn't want to pay because it's so expensive. So
Yeah.
we're still trying to figure out where we want to go, but they sent us like all the information for us, so we can pick wherever we want to go.
Okay.
We get first class flights to wherever that destination is. And then first class, whatever we're going to do. So we haven't decided yet.
Really?
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Now, is it a timeline? Do they give you guys, like, you have to take the trip or make the selection within a window?
Yeah, I think it's like a year. I think
Okay.
she said like a year.
Okay.
She literally just sent me an email too last week, like, hey, you guys haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
We have 2 upcoming trips this year, so
Okay.
already I was like, let's wait until next year to do it. But, you know, I want it to be a time where I can, you know, really go, relax, not have to worry about anything, and
That was dope.
and enjoy it. Yeah, it's so fun.
I mean, the winner of Netflix's Is It Cake Valentine's edition. Like, that's, and what I thought too was dope about the competition, and we're gonna get into it because you've been blessed to do so many different shows.
Mhm.
But for this one, you know, I mean, it could have been a damn water bottle. And it was like,
Right.
you guys had to be creative and make cakes.
Mhm.
And they had to figure out, is it an actual cake or is it the item? You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Mhm.
how difficult is that? Because you don't just bake, you know, you are extremely talented at, you know, making things realistic, and then they're cake and they're edible.
Yeah.
How difficult is that to use your imagination, but also your cooking skills to be able to do these things?
Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Giving me that compliment. I appreciate it. So it was a little difficult to try to figure out what we wanted to make.
Okay.
So for our episode, we got to choose, and they basically were like, whatever is like you and your husband's theme.
Yeah.
What would you make? Well, my husband is a drummer. So we knew we wanted to make a drum,
Yeah.
but I did not want to make like a bass drum or a tom drum, because the silver on a drum is a shiny silver like this.
Okay.
And that's hard to replicate in cake to get
Okay.
that shine on it.
Yeah, to get that
So I
look.
was like, what kind of drum can we make that will represent us or whatever? And so then I thought about it. Well, it's Valentine's Day, and February is what? Black History Month, right? Africa, yes. Let's make that African drum.
Yeah.
Like, it just made sense.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, we're going to make an African drum. And then, you know, with all the details and stuff on the drum, that was the thing that I was like, oh my God, we're going to be able to pull this off, because it has so many details on it.
Yeah.
And I had to hand sculpt the details on there. So I knew that was going to take me some time.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, if we can pull this off, it would be epic. So, yeah.
That's crazy. Now let's go back a sec, because obviously you have, you know, been able to be on television, do
Mhm.
press, do all these different amazing things, but it all started at the crib first.
Yep.
Right? So, you know, when you first started baking or even trying to be in that kitchen, what was that inspiration? Did that start at home? Was that mom? Was that grandma? Was that something you picked up on your own? Like, where did the love of baking come from?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I was the fat kid that loved cake.
Okay, 50 Cent.
It came from pure greed. I
Okay.
swear to God.
Word.
Okay, so listen. My mom gave me an easy bake oven when I was little, right?
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, you know, make the little cookies and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, oh, that was good.
Okay.
And so I asked for an easy bake oven until I was like 14. And my
Okay.
mom was like, okay, enough of this. Like, we gonna move you from this easy bake oven to a real oven.
Okay.
And it just, I think the fascination came from being able to take simple stuff like flour, sugar, cinnamon, vanilla, and make something that was delicious for me.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it mind boggled me that you could do that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I watched my mom make like peach cobbler from scratch, banana pudding from scratch,
Yeah.
caramel cake from scratch, you know, all those things. And so I've always had an interest in baking. And then that snowballed into me doing like stuff for friends and family at work. So they were like, I always could bake, but the
Yeah.
decorating part came later.
Yeah, because that's a whole nother level.
Yes, it's a whole different thing. And what's funny is that I had no idea that I had this gift, because I do call it a gift, because it's a gift from God. But I didn't know I could sculpt until I started doing like the cakes and stuff.
Okay.
Which is weird because it's like, how do you know you can do this before you do it? So a lot of stuff was trial and error for me. But when I look back at it, remember when we in school, I'm telling my age right now. You ain't nowhere near. But back in the day at school, in our class, we would make clay sculptures and clay things like that. We made clay ashtrays. So you can imagine how old I listen, but don't go there. We ain't gonna tell my age. But like we made clay ashtrays and things like that in school. All of my stuff was always phenomenal.
Okay.
Like anything we had to sculpt at school, all of my art class, I always excelled and things like that. So that kind of rolled over to me being able to sculpt cakes. Okay. And I never knew I could do it. Wow. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Until I just kind of was like, oh. So
you took one area that you excelled in and almost combined it with the baking.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna sculpt cakes almost.
Exactly. Because essentially that's what it is. Okay. And I didn't know. And my mom was like, if I had thought about it, you have been doing this since you were little. Like you've always liked sculpting things. You always like you've had a very artistic way about you, like in school and stuff. Yeah. So it kind of just rolled over into what I'm doing now. Okay. Yeah.
And it's funny because I had a question I was going to ask you later, but you almost answered it because I was going to say, because you do bake, like, see, I love sweets. Mm-hmm. I'm a sweet dude, but I can't bake at all. So I was going to ask you, like, are you the person that enjoys baking, but you don't partake? But you said you came from the sweet tooth as a kid. So do you still indulge and enjoy, or is it more so the passion to just make it now?
Now I just make it. And
really?
I think it comes from years of me just making it. Do you know what I mean?
Like, so you don't really eat desserts like that?
No. I'd be like, mm-mm.
Really?
Just think about it. If you've done it so much, like all the time, like it's not as good anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like even my caramel cake, like I used to love caramel cakes. And I'm gonna tell you this. So with caramel cakes, my love from that came, of course, from when my mother and my grandmother tried to make it. But McCoy's caramel cake, do you remember McCoy's? So there used to be...
My production team is back there saying, yeah!
Listen, so I was so in love with McCoy's caramel cake when I was younger. My mom used to buy it. Okay. Like if she didn't have time to make a cake, she'd buy it from McCoy's. Yeah. I wanted my caramel cake to taste like McCoy's. Okay. So I literally spent 3 months trying to perfect the caramel.
Trying to make sure it...
Yes, and I made like a million different caramels trying to get the caramel right until I finally got it that I thought that it tasted very similar to their cake.
So did you have one of their cakes and was like testing it?
No, because they closed.
Oh, so you was trying this years later.
Yes, this
you was
just
going
years
off memory?
later. I'm going off memory.
You going off taste buds?
Listen, and that's one thing about me too. Like my taste is on point, especially when it comes to like desserts and things like that. Yeah. Like I'm very finicky, but it literally, I just went off taste because I know what that caramel cake tastes like, and I wanted that taste. So I literally spent a lot of time trying to perfect that caramel cake.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you get it to where?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it to where it was good to me. Let's just say that. You can't duplicate McCoy's. That ain't never gonna happen. You ain't gonna be able to just get it. Do you know what I mean? But I got as close as possible
as you
to
could.
it. Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not much of a sweet eater now.
Not now, no.
Okay, but you still enjoy making it, but you're not the one in there eating it.
Yeah, nah.
Okay.
Nah. See, and it's so funny because my husband is the same. If I like randomly bake something at home, like I like chocolate chip cookies, but not a lot of chocolate chips in them. Okay. So I randomly bake something at home. My husband will be like, "Get that full," because my husband's also a personal trainer.
Yeah, so he
like, get that out of here. Like, why you do that? Why did you bake all those cookies? Right. And I was like, just don't eat them. And he like, really? So it's funny.
When you start smelling the aroma, it's gonna be like, now baking obviously is fun and I enjoy eating it. I ain't in there trying to bake, but I know it also can be dangerous when you are in the kitchen dealing with an oven and things like that. So if you find yourself in a situation where you need an injury attorney, there's only one name you need to know, and that's Nicolay Law, Wisconsin's #1 injury attorney. So if you're out here, something unfortunately happens, you know the name you need to call. That's Nicolay Law. Go to nicolaylaw.com or 1-855-NICOLET. Now,
I know I was about to say he good. He just run into that. Okay.
You've been able to be on, some amazing shows multiple times. You know what I mean? Like I said, most recently you won on Netflix, Is It Cake? But you have won on the Food Network. You got your patches on right now. How did you get the initial opportunities to going to television, right? It's one thing to be baking. It's one thing to be doing it and doing it well. But then when you start competing and going on national levels, how did you first get those opportunities to start competing on a national level?
Okay, so this is a funny story. One of my coworkers, so I did cakes for like friends and family, like nobody else, just like, and then a coworker asked me to do a cake for one of our bosses at work. Okay. And he was turning 40. And it's a cake, you know, you make a toilet cake and, you know, everything after 40 turns to, you know.
Go down.
Right, goes to, So I made the toilet cake for him at work. And so then other people at work were like, oh my God, I have, you know, my daughter's graduating. Can you do this? Can you do that? Yeah. So I just started doing cakes for them. One of my coworkers had taken pictures of every cake that I'd done, and she saw an online contest. She submitted my pictures to an online contest, but didn't tell me. Okay. So I get a phone call at my desk at work. I worked at AT&T. Okay. And they're like, and you know, I answer the phone and they were like, is this Kimberly? Like, yeah, this is me. They're like, we got your application for the contest. We think you'd be amazing for it. And I'm like, what? I didn't enter a contest.
Like, what the hell y'all talking
about? Like, what? I didn't enter no contest.
Right.
So he was like, well, we got your information. We saw your pictures. We think you're amazing. Would you like to be in a contest? And I'm like, okay, like, but I'm not a professional. They were like, no, it doesn't matter. We saw your pictures. So I'm like, what? Wow. Call me. And then they were like, can you be in New York in 2 days? And I was like, New York? And they were like, oh yeah, we're sorry. We didn't disclose. This is for the Food Network. Wow. So once he said that, I got nervous. And at first I was like, I'm not doing that. Okay. Cause like, I don't
like, that's not my forte.
Right, I'm not a professional here. I just do this for friends and family. Right. But my coworkers were like, no, you're doing it. Right. Wow. So needless to say, went to New York. There was 4 other people that competed with me. The theme was Brooklyn for a 2-year-old girl. And the parents wanted the cake to be about Brooklyn, you know, but it was for her. Yeah. So I created a 2-foot tall teddy bear, pink, and her toys on the thing were all Brooklyn themed. So there was a Nathan hot dog, but it was a toy. Okay. The Brooklyn Bridge with eyes, it was a toy. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. And I ended up winning. So I won my very first time being on Food Network. So from that point, they started calling me. They would be like, hey, we have this show coming up. My next show was Cupcake Wars. Yeah. We have Cupcake Wars, and we wanted to know if you'd be interested in that. Each show I have to audition for. Really? Yes.
So it's like, what is that process? But like, kind of like once you're in that wheel, your name is out there. They don't know to rock with you, but you still have to. So what is the, not to cut you off, what is the submission process, or what is the audition process like for you?
Right. So basically they call you and say, hey, we have the show. This is what the show is. We'll be filming for this amount of time. You fill out an application. They ask you, you know, they want to see pictures of your work. You send it in. Okay. Then you have an interview with the casting producers first. Okay. If they like you, then they'll send you to the actual production team on the show, and then you have an interview with them as well. Okay. So everybody's always like, oh my God, you've been on, I think I've been on 14 shows. Like, oh my God.
Hold on. Pop your shit! We ain't gonna just glaze over that like no icing. Wait a minute now. 14. Man, salute, Kimberly.
Thank you so much. Yes. But like, people don't understand, there's an audition process for every single show. So it's not like they call me up and say, hey, Kim, want to be on this show? Yep, you on it. No, that's not how that works. Wow. There's literally an audition process. And one of the most rigorous auditions that I went on was for Harry Potter Wizards of Baking. So we had a regular interview with the casting. Yeah. Then we had a production interview. Then they flew us to LA. We had to fly to LA with 24 desserts.
You had to travel with
We had to travel with the desserts to LA.
So what you do? You had to put them on ice? Like how?
Yes, listen, I had them in one of those, what's them Tupperware? What's the really expensive Tupperware? I can't even think of what it is.
Not Rubbermaid. No, not a Rubbermaid.
No, but you know
yeah,
which one
I know
right?
Yeah.
I can't think of the name. But yeah, I had 2 of those totes with me on the plane, carrying it like this because I didn't want them to get messed up, right? So that ain't even the worst of it. So we had to show up with those already made desserts, and then we had a 2-hour challenge where we got 2 hours to make a cake. So that was the interview process for that, and I did make it on the show for that too. Yeah, so you know,
pop.
Yeah.
But so you said, so it's almost like a game within a game. It's like you got a challenge before you even get to
where you even get on the show. Wow. Yes, that was very, very. That was the most rigorous interview process I've ever gone through.
And then, and let me ask you this too, like, so once you on these shows, you know, whether people watch cooking shows or baking shows, because of obviously it's a reality show,
Yeah.
they incorporate typically time, right? You can't just allow a person just.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
So let me ask you about the pressure of that, right? It's one thing to bake.
Mhm.
It's one thing to compete. It's one thing to try to be creative.
Mhm.
But now you have time and television.
Yeah.
What is that aspect like? Like trying to be able to do something efficient, but they telling you hurry up. And normally, you want to take your time
Mhm.
when you making some sort of taste writing as well. What is that aspect like of working against time?
So like that's the thing too. So you got to know what your limit is.
Okay.
If you say, okay, I got 7 hours and I want to make a cake of this chair,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna be able to make this chair in 7 hours.
Yeah.
You got to bake everything. You got to let it cool off. You got to build a structure. Do you know what I mean? So you got to be realistic about what you're able to do. Now, where a lot of people fail like miserably is that they go with the mindset of, I'm going to try to do the biggest, baddest thing that I can, which of course, you want to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you can pull it off, then it'll be epic, right? But at the same time, you have to think about the time. So what I learned to do after like my first, second show, I was like, okay, I'm going to write myself a list. So what I do is I break down how many hours I have and write down what I'm going to get done. And then if I don't get it done, I have a plan B for what I can't get done.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I think I've been more successful with the last couple shows. Me winning them is because I'm a little more realistic now with what I'm able to do in amount of time.
Okay.
But it is a lot of pressure. Woo. But the funny thing is, just being on these shows, I've learned so much about myself and that I work better under pressure than when I have all the time in the world.
Okay. So is that even with your business? Like if you're getting in orders and things like that, do you feel it's better when you're like, girl, I got to have this cake done by tomorrow at 3:00?
Listen, if you give me a week to do something, I'm going to wait until 2 days before.
Okay.
But if you give me 8 hours to do it, I'm you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I work better under pressure than I do if I, like, it's weird. I learned that about myself though.
That's crazy. Now, let me talk to you a bit about like some of the different designs because obviously, it's a skill set. Like you said, it's a gift because baking cakes is one thing, but what you do is like artistry. It's something else. You are making cakes that look like actual items.
Right.
What's maybe one of your, if you could think of like, maybe what's like one of your favorite, like out of all your cakes that you've done, like either on a show or somebody requested, like what's one of maybe your favorite ones that you did?
So I have two. I have three now.
Okay.
So one of my favorites is, you've ever seen the Joker?
Yes.
The Joaquin Phoenix one?
Yes.
Where so I created that cake. I created his bust.
Okay.
All out of cake.
Wow.
Sugar eyes. It's super realistic.
So you made the makeup look like how his
Yes. So I created that cake for somebody in Chicago. He was just a fan of that movie.
Yeah.
So he wanted me to make that bust cake for a birthday. That was one of my favorite ones. My second favorite is going to be super mega cakes that I just recently did last year. And that was, we had Looney Tunes as the challenge. No, we had Tom and Jerry. Okay. So our competitor had Looney Tunes. We had Tom and Jerry. Okay. So we recreated a Tom and Jerry scene, but we made it inside of a television. If that makes sense. Wow.
Okay, so like the you made it like a TV frame.
The cake was the TV. It was chocolate. So the frame was out of chocolate, the whole TV, and then inside of the television
were the
characters, and everything was edible.
What?
That was my second favorite. My next favorite is going to be that drum cake that we just did on Netflix.
That you want?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes, and Tom was spinning from the ceiling.
See, you're going to have to send us some pictures. We're going to have to put some of this stuff on the screen.
Oh, I definitely am. I definitely will.
But so it's funny you say that because there's it's funny you say you had to make a Tom and Jerry cake because there's an episode of Tom and Jerry. I don't know how we was in a hotel one day. I was doing an event somewhere. And me and my homies in the hotel chilling before we got to go do the event. I had to host something. And we randomly watching Tom and Jerry in the hotel. And there's an episode where Jerry gifts Tom a custard pie. So it's funny you sit here talking about desserts. And they never really had lines on the cartoon.
Right.
But this is one episode where Tom talks. And this shit always to this day, it's a running joke we do. Jerry slide the pie on the table and Jerry leave and it's a note. And Tom read it, he go, "To my friend Tom, I leave you one custard pie." He like, "Custard pie? Let me have it." Bow! Jerry
Wait a
beating
minute,
with that
baby.
pie. Yeah, so you see it talking about. So to this day, if I'm anywhere and I see custard pie, I'm such an idiot. I'm such a child. I'm like, custard pie? I'm like, they got custard pie. So just you say you better Tom and Jerry cake like that. So let me ask you this though. Has anybody had a request for a custom cake that was like bizarre, that was crazy? You was like, I ain't about to make that. Hell no. Has there ever been a request where you like, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this girl's baby passed away.
Okay.
And for the birthday, she wanted me to recreate the baby.
Huh? Like an actual a cake of a baby? Of a child?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to
pass
respectfully pass. Cause just think about it. Remember when people were making the cakes with the baby under the blanket years ago? I thought that was so weird because it's like you gotta cut it.
Well, we gonna eat it. Like I don't want to.
Yes, so yes, that was like the most morbidest. Like I couldn't. I couldn't.
My.
You asked for weird.
No, I want to know because I'm just curious because I know there's extra people.
And honestly, I don't think she was thinking like she didn't. I don't think she thought it through.
Yeah, she
you know what I'm
just
saying?
trying
Like
to have a moment and.
Yes, I got it. It was his first birthday,
sure.
and
that's sad, you know. So rest in peace to a small child, but
right, but
we don't want to. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like asking for a tombstone cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you? You know, it's like
yeah, like what is happening right now?
Yeah, I was
like some stuff. It's like I'll make it, I won't make it. You know, like even like some, you know, the bridal party cakes.
I was gonna say like the bachelorette
party cakes. Though I make them all day long. You know.
Oh, somebody asked you for a booty.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
I was like, somebody asked you for a booty cake.
Oh, and when I made it, it was so ridiculous. It was stupid. You hear me? It was stupid. It was BBL.
Yo, ain't nobody asked you for not the BBL drizzy cake. Somebody asked you for some cheeks.
I done made it. I made the cheeks.
Canned beats. Let me find out that you.
I made cheeks before. You know what I'm saying? Like stupid big, right? And then when he got it, he was like, "Dang, you should have made it a little bigger." I'm like, "What? Excuse my bad, nigga." Really? Like, what?
You know what I'm saying? Freaky ass, he is 69.
Listen, yes. And I've had people ask me to make it with the other parts and stuff on it too. I'm like, okay, y'all doing it too.
So these people, these some freaks.
Listen, yeah. I've got some requests that I'm just like, oh my God, no.
These Pornhub people. I said,
listen.
Well, let me look at your search history. What you been doing, man? Like,
yeah. I've got some requests.
Yeah, they eat the cake at them, man.
And then even with some of the I call them BBL cakes. Even with some of those cakes, I try.
You got to coin that. We got to trademark that.
The BBL cakes. Listen, I try to make it look respectful as possible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like put a bikini on there or something or whatever. Some people. This one guy, he was like, "No, I don't need all that."
He just wanted cheese.
Sir.
He said, "Sir." He said, "Can you do that crease? Can you get that little cuff right under the?"
Listen,
my favorite part.
Right, put the two little dimples right there, right. One on the back.
He said, "Can you get them space?" Like, oh my people are.
Yes,
that is crazy. Is there any design that you? Like, do you have is there a dream design? Like something that you have aspirations that you want to try? Just like on a bucket list, like, man, one day I want to try to make this a cake. Is there something that?
I think I've done all of them. Cause like with the Flying Tom and Jerry, I always wanted to do a cake like that spun around. Cause to do that is like, you don't see that, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's
so when they told us when we were doing this cake, they were like, you can do whatever you want. The budget for the show was like whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we're gonna make Tom spin on this ceiling fan in the thing, right?
Yo.
So that was my whole for the whole show. I didn't care about anything but getting Tom to spin on that fan. Yeah. And Tom was literally made out of cereal treat, chocolate, cake, and he hanging from the ceiling fan spinning. Yeah. So that was like one of my bucket list cakes to do. I don't have a lot of them because I've honestly been so blessed, like you said, to be on so many shows that I've got an opportunity to do so many things. Now, one other thing, bucket list, it's not a specific cake, but I always wanted to compete against like one of the best in the business.
Okay.
I did that. Super Mega Cakes, I went against Duff Goldman, and I know you probably don't know who he is, but Duff had his own show.
Okay.
There was a show called Buddy versus Duff. And so I had to go one-on-one with him to create a dessert. And I was like, everybody on my team was like, Kim, you gonna make the dessert. I was like, why I gotta do it? Why I gotta do it? And they were like, no, because you're the best at the baking part or whatever. And I went against him and I actually won.
Wow.
I won against him. I got a perfect score. Perfect score.
Damn. Okay. Look,
yeah.
pop your shit. Oh.
So yeah, that was.
Have you ever thought to make yourself? Have you ever thought to make a Kimberly Sweets cake?
Me?
I'm just saying, you done did BBLs, we done did Tom and Jerry, we done did a ladder. Like you ain't never thought like, let me make me.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. Like I think more, I don't know. I'm caught between like the designing of the cakes.
Okay.
Like and the tasting part now.
Okay.
Because one thing I cannot stand is a beautiful cake and it's not good.
I see what you're saying. Because again, let's be clear, people don't know, like you make 3D cakes.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So like you said, I've seen sometimes where the aesthetic is what it is.
Yes.
But it may not, like you said, be edible. It's like we made it for the look. It's not for you to eat. Or like you said, it's dope how it looks, but
it's not good. Like people will sell you a beautiful, beautiful, but it's not good. So what I did was I went back to pastry art. I went to school for pastry art.
Okay.
So everything else I was self-taught. I hate saying self-taught because I literally learned from books and watching YouTube videos and all those types of things. So it's not self-taught per se, but it is kind of,
you was in there.
So I recently went back to pastry art school. I went to MATC. So I learned like the science behind what I was doing. Okay. I already knew what I was doing, but now I know the science behind it.
Wow.
So that kind of elevated what I can make now.
Yeah.
And that allowed me to create that dessert that I did last year on that show against Duff. And I won against him because I created something that I wouldn't have typically made.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So going back to MATC, that kind of upped my game with what I was the actual taste part of the cake.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful that I took that.
Have you had any opportunities yet to to make any cakes for any celebrities or for any people that will surprise people?
Yeah. So I've done cakes for like some of everybody.
Okay.
Steve Harvey, which I was on Steve Harvey's show. He had a show called Jump. Like it was like Jump episode. So basically it was somebody that worked a 9-to-5 job but they had this talent. And so they didn't want to be at the 9-to-5 job, but should they jump into what their passion or whatever it was for? Nice. So I was on the Steve Harvey show for that, and I created a Steve Harvey cake for him.
Oh, his head?
Oh, I made a bus cake of Steve Harvey, baby.
With potato head?
Yes, it was so funny.
Oh, hell
no. It was so funny because he said, girl, them my lips you got on that cake. You did that good. And I was laughing so hard because, I made the lips like extra big.
That's Steve a legend. That's a Steve Harvey cake?
Yes. Okay. So I made a cake for him. I made cakes for T.I.
Wow.
Made cakes for Alicia Keys.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. You got to stop. Hold on. You made a cake. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. That's
a piano.
You made a cake for Alicia Keys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think you understand how I feel about Alicia Keys. Okay, I like to be Before Swiss. Dang, you made a cake for Alicia Keys?
Yes.
Wow. Yep. And it was a piano?
Yep, it was a piano. Mm-hmm.
That is wow.
Yeah. So I've had an opportunity to make cakes for a lot of people. Rick Ross. Who else? Oh. No, you didn't.
Was this cake Wingstop? You're like the biggest.
No, it was a Rick Ross cake.
Oh, it was a cake of him?
It was a bus cake of him. Yep.
Really?
I made cake for Plies.
Plies?
Who else? Oh my God. Remember the group back in the day, the Making the Band dudes?
You talking about Day 26?
Day 26.
Yeah.
Made a cake for them. Made a cake for Bow Wow.
Bow Wow?
Just a bunch of people.
Oh. You ain't made no cake for Diddy?
No.
Let me stop.
Look, no Diddy. No Diddy. No, I'm just kidding.
Bake that.
Right, listen. He wouldn't want no cake anyway. He would have wanted some cheesecake.
Right. Look at that cheese.
Right.
Oh my God. Yo. Okay.
But yeah. I can think I'm missing some people. Oh, K Michelle.
Made a cake for K Michelle?
Yeah, her album cover.
Okay, that's dope. So she wanted her.
Yeah, I made it her album cover for her. I can't think of anybody else. I mean, I'm still thinking it'll pop out once.
What's the longest it's taking you to make a cake? Like from all these 3D designs, like will something take you like damn near half the day?
Ooh.
Like some.
I'm gonna say okay. I can't disclose too much because it hasn't come out yet.
Sure.
But I recently flew I was commissioned to fly out of state to create a cake for the biggest YouTuber in the world. Okay. But I cannot say who.
We could figure out who that is.
You know who it is.
Yeah.
And it took us, we had 3 days to create the cake.
Wow. And
it's probably the biggest cake that I've ever created. Okay. But it was a team of us. Yeah. That created it. And that was probably the most, that was we literally overnight thing.
So you was working.
Oh, we worked.
You Michael Jackson working.
And I can't wait for it to come out.
Sheesh.
But yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this though. Let's pivot because we've been talking all this cake and all these baked goods and I want some damn cake. For fun, right? When you're not baking, when you're not, making amazing appearances on TV and whipping up in the city. What is Kim doing for fun? Like when you can detox, when you can not have your hands in there and flour and eggs and what are you doing to have fun? What's your downtime like?
Netflix.
Oh Lord. Okay, Netflix and chill.
I promise. Seriously, like I'll go check out my husband. He's a DJ, so I'll go where he's DJing at for a couple hours or whatever, like Cream City or Brownstone or. But for the most part, literally, I'm at home.
Really?
I'm at home. Yeah, literally. I have grandkids too, so with my grandkids.
Grandkids?
Yes.
Black don't crack, okay.
Thank you
but
so
them
much.
eggs be cracking.
Listen. But yeah, like I'm a homebody. Like everybody that knows me know I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
And you might see me out at like an event or something like that. But for the most part, if I don't have anything to do.
You chilling?
Yeah. I'm chilling. I'm watching a movie or pretty much catching up on all my Netflix shows. I love TV series.
Okay.
Suspense, dramas, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm foul. I know.
No, I just, hey, listen. Sometimes ain't nothing like chilling.
Exactly.
Like for real, like or having your own comfort in your own space, like, or just doing nothing. Like, listen. As I get older, I enjoy something called what's that word? Sleep.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like,
I appreciate it.
Remember, you was a kid. You like, oh, I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the other side of it. I be like, I'm about to go home and take a nap.
Listen, I appreciate a good nap now. My husband used to take naps, and I used to be like, oh my God, you so old. And now listen, I'll be right with him. Like, you taking a nap? Yeah.
The power naps, boy.
Yes, because it's like, as an entrepreneur, your brain is always going.
Yes, constantly.
But just always trying to figure out what's the next step, what you're going to do next, or what's this. So it's like an ongoing cycle. It's not like a 9-to-5 job. You go to work, you get off work, that's it. You know what I mean? Until you wake up. So for me, if I have some downtime where I could just chill, just sit in a quiet space. And I do that for myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't used to do that.
Okay.
When I first started, I used to just be nonstop all the time.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, as I've gotten older, I've learned I got to take some time off for me to just relax and get that me time in.
It's important.
Yeah.
Because I used to be team no sleep. Like I used to be like team no sleep. And I started realizing like, man, sleep is important for your overall well-being. You can be on the grind and get to what you're trying to get to, but you got to take time to recharge or you ain't going to be no good for yourself.
Exactly.
And you definitely don't want to fall asleep behind the wheel. But if you do fall asleep behind the wheel, you get into an accident. That's messed up. But you might need to call Nicolay Law, Wisconsin and the Midwest's #1 injury attorney. You just seen the billboards all around the state. Bald head, beard, sunglasses. That's my guy, Russ. Call Nicolay Law. They might be able to make them insurance companies pay. Go to nicolaylaw.com for more.
You good.
Thank you. Kim, before I get you out of here, there's a game I play with all my guests. It's called First and Last. I'm going to ask the first, I'm going to ask the last. They may or may not be connected. You ready? All right, we got First and Last with Kimberly Sweets. Kim, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Brush my teeth.
Okay. She looked to the side like it was okay, like, I gotta go to school.
Because I was thinking like, open my eyes.
Oh, please don't. Look, Mike, listen. Mike S. ruined that for everybody. I say, Mike, what's the first thing you do? Open my eyes.
Right. See, that's what I was thinking too. And I was like, okay, don't be dumb. Like literally.
Like Mike Epps.
I mean, that is the first thing that I do. But if we mean just the first thing I do in the morning, like when I get up after I'm done doing a regular, I get coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, I get coffee.
Okay.
Yep.
You a cream or you a black?
I am cream and sugar. I like a lot. I like a lot of coffee. I mean, a little bit of coffee with my sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, because I use a ton of it. And I do have a coffee line too.
Wait a minute.
I created my own coffee line.
Time out. You can't just slap. Wait a minute. What's the name of the coffee line?
Signature Sips.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I love coffee. So while I'm doing my cakes, like all day long, I'll drink coffee. I can't do a caffeine like that. I'll get the jitters or whatever. So I created a decaf coffee, but I wanted it to be flavored because you can't find a good flavored decaf in stores.
Okay.
So I created a decaf coffee line.
Dude, pop your shit then. Okay. And I don't, but I know a lot of people like dessert and coffee is like a thing too. Mm-hmm. So you got the best of both. Oh, yeah. Get you. All right then. Okay, Kim. When is the last time you cried?
When the last time I cried?
When you won that show? No.
Listen, it might have been. Because I did do a little cry.
Tears of joy.
I did it. It might have been no, it wasn't at my viewing. Was it at my viewing party? It might have been at my viewing party because I'm such a softie at my viewing party. And my friend got up there and she was just talking about all my accolades and stuff. And sometimes when people say it, I'm like, oh, I did that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I really did that. Yeah, I think, that was the last time I kind of was like boohooing. I didn't care like in front of everybody at my viewing party.
You the ugly cry?
Oh my God, the ugly. Listen, I be trying to keep it cute, but my face get all stupid and be like. But yeah, definitely that.
Okay.
Just and that's just because sometimes when you just sit back and think of all the things that you accomplished, we don't give ourselves enough credit for that because we accomplished a lot, but then you always thinking what's next? So you don't really just sit in the accomplishment that you have. So yeah.
No, I can respect that.
Yep.
Kim, who was your first celebrity crush?
Amori Hardwick. That was my first hard celebrity crush. Amori. Yeah. Ghost. But it was before he was Ghost.
Yeah. Because he had been in several things if people paid attention before he.
Yeah. Okay. But as a little girl, I'm gonna tell my age again. Here
Cool it now.
No. It wasn't Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, or Mike. And listen, it wasn't none of them.
Okay.
It literally was Magnum PI. Do you remember that?
Hold on. Not the stash. You talking about my boy Tom Selleck?
Listen, I liked older men when I was younger. I just thought they were prestige.
She said, Matlock.
Listen.
Oh, Matlock.
Listen, swear to God. Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass.
Turn him off.
Listen.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Magnum PI, because you gotta think though. I didn't see it when it was live, but we used to watch the reruns. So he had the cars, he had the stash, he had the cigar. No, Magnum PI,
Yes,
the music, Okay.
Yes, so yes, all those men growing up, you would see,
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally, Teddy Pendergrass and Marvin Gaye, baby. I was singing Marvin Gaye, thinking that was my boyfriend at a young age. Yeah. Not knowing what I was singing. I'm just thinking, wake up.
She said, wake up. He ain't talking about that coffee. Okay, that's a perfect final question then. What's the last song you listened to?
Oh, that would definitely be Miss Carisha. On the way here.
All my hands.
20s, 50s, 100s.
Oh, Lord. Diabolical. Oh, the scammers.
Listen, ain't that so crazy? Listen, my friends think it's hilarious, but the song is so catchy. Okay, this is why I like the song. So one night I was up late. I was finishing the cake and I was scrolling through my Instagram and she was live. She was live with Nene from Housewives, right?
Nene Leakes.
So I'm like, what they doing, right? Yeah. So it was a live thing, and she was getting ready to spin that.
Okay.
So they drinking and stuff, and just talking, and I'm laughing at them because I think she's so funny. And then she dropped the song, and so the day she dropped the song, I heard the hook, the spin that, whatever. I was like, oh, that's catchy, and it stuck in my head.
Yeah.
So from that moment, I kept singing the song, and so it stuck.
Kim, I appreciate you taking the time to come sit down with me in the Yap House. super happy for all your success, everything you've done, and I look forward to seeing whatever else you continue to do.
Thank you.
You are a dope representation of the city, so whenever I see you on these national platforms, I'm like, man, she from the crib. So
thank you so much for having me.
Make sure you give out the social media or the website so they can get to your products or hire you if they want to do that.
Okay, so it is signaturesweets.com, and I am on Facebook at Signature Sweets, and Kimberly Sweets on Facebook as well.
There it is right there. It's been another episode of Straight from the Yap with Promise. Next time, she better bring some damn cake because she ain't going to be invited back. And you know what? We're going to have to have you do a custom cake for us. We're going to have to have you design something for us. But thank you for tuning in to another episode of Straight from the Yap with Promise. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Shout out to everybody who listens to the podcast. And, of course, all those who are watching this. We get back with you in a minute for the next one. And you already know, it's not a threat. It's a promise. Get it!